got Boomer.
Hello.
You sound chocolatey.
What? Do I actually sound chocolatey?
What does that mean?
I'm using my headset mic and I messed with the settings. So
What do you guys mean by chocolatey?
I was going for chocolatey, so I mean, if that's what's happening, I guess I did it right.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
You know, silky. Yeah, mouthfeel.
That I don't think that's what.
I don't want your mouth feeling me.
Welcome to the Backpost Podcast, in partnership with U3 Network and powered by the 8-Bit Nation. And now, your hosts, Shade, Bacon, and the owner of the league, Pitch.
How's it going? And welcome back for season 6 of U3. I don't know what season the podcast was. Is this third?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Week 1 of the season starts on Monday, so we're going to dive into a few things looking ahead to week 1 and the rest of the season here. We got Bacon with me today. There's no Pitch, so we had to get 2 other people to fill in for Pitch. We got Boomer and Doggo from Anarchy.
I don't know why I'm here.
Tonight.
I knew we were going to do that.
Yo, what up?
How you boys doing? Anything fun happened this past week?
Got drafted. That's pretty good.
You got drafted?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Maybe by someone here. I'll never tell. But just really, the whole week I've just been looking forward to next week, getting things started. So, happy we're almost there.
Damn, feels bad. I didn't get drafted. So.
Me either, man.
I was drafted in the first round.
True.
You know. Also by someone who might be here, but I'll never tell.
2 managers and 2 first-round draft picks here on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
So Dog and I are pretty much the same, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. I think so.
Not a lot of picks in between you guys, so, you know.
True.
Enough, though. Quite a difference. But, speaking of the draft and stuff, guys, the question of this week's podcast is, who had the best draft? Also, that kind of leads into, who do you think is going to win it? Other than your own teams, because we want to have some fun with it. Obviously, everyone likes to think their team's riding high. So, other than your own, who do you guys think did something great there, Bacon?
Man, I struggle with this ever since we put it on the dock. I bounced between a couple rosters.
Ever since 5 seconds.
Exactly.
Struggle's real.
A lot of time there.
You know, just touching on a couple real quick. I love that Dayton paired Beef and Boss back together, and they also got the homie D-Fane there. You know, after all the talking about him stealing white women, really thought he was going to Tuscaloosa, but the fact that he fell to Dayton kind of rounds out that roster. So they've got me excited. I have to say Long Island with Kilo, Lil Mello, and Louie. I mean, that's names that we've had in the league for a while now.
They do have Kaipo.
They do have Kaipo, but I mean, Kaipo started to peak with Colorado. That was such a poorly ran team last season. No offense, Killer B, but it wasn't clicking. So Kaipo, he got so much play time as a sub. You know, I like that sub choice there. Outside of that, Monterey running it back with Koa and Mom Debbie. You can't not be excited for them. But my pick is actually going to be Chicago. I think Chicago is going to repeat, if I can't pick myself, of course, with Matizu and Akimbo and Gardens as the third on that team. If Gardens stays for the season and puts the time in, that roster is very dangerous. So my pick is Chicago.
See, now, I thought we were all supposed to pick one, and then he just picked 4.
No, I picked Chicago.
Well,
He went
mine
for a
was
bunch
going
of
to be
names.
Dayton, so
Okay.
I guess I'm
There's your
skipping.
name.
No,
You didn't say
What?
Dayton.
Yeah.
He picked the Lions.
Yeah,
I got you.
so
Talked about it a lot.
What?
Listen.
I was very confused by the
listeners,
honorable mentions.
we'll break the fourth wall here a little. That's on the dock here. We can touch on new rosters loosely,
Okay,
which
fair
is
enough.
where I kind of wanted to go. I wanted to talk about some things
I
that
thought
excited
that
me.
was coming after.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
like
will
they're
too.
a bunch of good teams. But this is my one.
But I also had to talk myself through the process of picking a team. So sorry about it, Chicago.
It wasn't that hard. He was just now making the selection.
Exactly.
All right, over to you, Boomer. You said yours, so why?
Well, it's Galaxy. Obviously, it's season 4 except for the internet's fixed, and obviously defense better than
Oh,
me.
so they're
they
not
should
going to
all.
win it?
Oh no, the internet's fixed now. It should be fine.
It's true. They improved Boomer. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Okay. Doggo, what you
I like
got?
Dayton.
I think you named a bunch of good ones. Just because I'll also throw. This isn't my pick, but I'll say Death Valley also very similar squad, so I think they'll be dangerous. But it's a bit of a hot take. One I have been rating high. When I made my own power rankings. I put them number 1. I'm going with the Apes. I think their key piece is Baka, and he hasn't quite fit on really any of the teams he's played on. But, of course, there are scrims playing into this, the week of that. But I think it is a roster of, they're pretty much all new players, but I'm pretty sure they all know each other, and they play around each other really well. So they're all good players, and that's my pick. I think they'll fit together well.
I won't be like Doggo and Bacon and pick more than one team.
I had one.
But I just can't pick my own as the rule, right? So I'm gonna go. Boomer had the best draft, obviously.
Hey.
You got Doggo, Breezy's a beast at defense, and Boomer shines every once in a while. But to replace him, they got Bard.
Hey,
And he's
Bard's
playing
been
great.
actually peaking.
Yeah, he's playing great.
Oh, yeah.
Work on that back post rotation with Bard, and not being too aggressive when somebody else is already in the corner.
Bit twitchy.
Steph about killed him for that. So
Lots of growling.
lots of growling. But yeah, no, I think Anarchy had a great draft, and I mean, you got everybody you planned on getting. So
It is the first draft that has happened. I got every person I wanted. And that was them by the second
you're not
round.
making any trades, so I mean, those guys are there forever.
Yep. Bard made a joke today about getting traded,
He has every day.
Well, I messaged him with the clap emoji and periods in between each word. I said, "Nope, you are stuck with me." So,
In the fine print of the contract. I don't get how people aren't reading that.
You pull
I
up
don't send
Dagon's
it. That's
Wi-Fi.
why.
No
You
shade.
can't request a trade. He'll choose for you.
This is jail, doggo. This is not a contract situation.
That's not what I saw. Okay.
I love the take though by Shade because I have told other people that I think this is the season where not that Boomer leans on excuses, but there are no excuses for Boomer. Playing with Doggo is somebody he probably has the most chemistry with in our time of playing Rocket League together. So now there's no excuse. This is who you.
Besides Koala,
This
according
is
to
who.
Ball
This is who Boomer plays the best with, and Doggo still chooses to do like RLCS stuff with Boomer on the team. So he clearly
That's
has a
crazy.
he clearly has a comfortability with Boomer there. So if Breezy can do his job, whatever you guys assign as his job, you have no excuses. There's no excuse for Doggo to not pop off. There's no excuse for Boomer to not pop off. Boomer has made it far in the playoffs with other rosters. Nothing has been more comfortable than the situation he's in now. So I like the take of Anarchy. I just wasn't going to pick them because they're here. So
Well, I mean, I'm not picking them just because they're here. It's just a bonus. I've said it to other people. This is the year that I think Boomer finally gets it.
I mean, I think we're at least the 15th best team.
I would have put you below us, but you know.
that's crazy. Any other rosters that excited you guys that didn't? Mainly Boomer and Shade. You guys that didn't go into any other team. Anybody that excited you, or any teams that you were disappointed in?
I'm excited to see how the 8-bit team works out,
Yeah.
It's gonna go great.
aka you guys.
So far,
See how
it's
the
pretty
chemistry
good.
works?
The 3 amigos and Aardvark who can read.
Too bad we don't have an S tier 8-bit member.
Yeah.
Listen, I started to have a conversation with Boomer at one point about the 1 overall, but he wasn't. He stuck to his game plan. He wasn't doing it because I was like, yes, if I can work the draft out where I get the 3 amigos and Doggo, it's game over. The league is done. It's game over. No problem. But Boomer stuck to his guns, and the rest is history. But
which is why I picked Boomer, is because I feel like he's got people similar to the 3 amigos, and then he also has Doggo.
this is true.
I don't know how many people know this. I feel like Breezy does at least now because I've said it so many times. I've wanted Breezy every season I've been manager, and for whatever reason, I have not been able to get him multiple times.
That's
I've always
wild.
respected his game. He
Wasn't
plays
he
very
in
similar
free
to how I
agency
play.
last season?
Yes.
No, I think he wasn't.
He
gonna
was for
play.
a while,
He got,
but-
yeah, he got picked up. Like he became available.
It was like he became because Chipmunk asked him to play, I think, was.
Yeah,
a
he
lot
wasn't
of
going to
it.
play last season.
No.
But when he joined, he sat available, but it was when my team was kind of working. I think it was when I had Boston
When?
Conceptor.
Nope, that's all inaccurate. Scarzo
Okay, well,
is who
That-
joined.
he was the one who joined to play.
Breezy.
pretty sure-
Breezy sat in free agency a lot because he was
He
oftentimes my free agent to look out for. After Matizu got picked up, the option was Breezy. Breezy one-timed for a couple other teams, one of those
Columbus,
including Las Vegas, and then ultimately
it
getting
could've been when I was
signed.
picking the Copium. I
So.
don't know. Before I had Boss. I
You were-
saw him out there, but I remember thinking, no, I'm going to see if this works. And I did a lot of that last season. So
Sure. I'll take a different approach. I am a little bit disappointed in Fayetteville's draft. I like Gerds, but YJ traded out of the first round without really recouping much for this draft, and didn't really recoup a lot for the next draft either. So, kind of gave up a lot of value there. To go down and take Gerds, I think Chronicle's solid, but Chronicle plays in Mina, and what's that ping and time difference going to look like? And then they also got Killer B, who's another EU player, but you're not running a full EU roster. So I have confusion over how that team's going to function on a week-to-week basis. If Chronicle and Killer B are willing to stay up until 2, 3, 5 o'clock in the morning their time to get the games in with Gerds, cool. If the ping diff, that's gonna throw me for a loop every time with that team. I know Chronicle's used to playing on EU servers, but I've been in some 6-mans with Chronicle playing on East, and there's a struggle. So I don't know. I was a little confused by their draft. Otherwise, I'll touch on it, Boomer, for you. I think Adam took a poor mental team again after having one last season. So prove me wrong.
I like how you try to take that fire for him, but threw him under the bus with you.
I don't know what that means. I haven't said anything about Adam.
That's fantastic.
No, I'll say it about Adam. That's fine. That's a team of subs. It's Adam. I love you, bro. Straight up.
Yeah.
Stoke that fire,
I
bro.
agree.
That's crazy.
And
I
straight,
agree.
and I only say that because I've gotten to play with Adam more in this off season than I ever have.
Yeah, bro's been on the grind. He's been trying to get better.
He has, and he's chill. I've enjoyed having him in VC, so it's all love. But I do think that you took a team that has a very strong risk of having poor mental.
What's his name again?
Good players, but the mentality could be questionable. So that'll be
Conceptor, Dinks, and Young Wild Boy is just
Conceptor's
Conceptor's
and Young
he's
Wild
good.
Boy they know each other, and his mental's fine.
his mental might be fine, but he also has a girlfriend and has an issue showing up.
It's been a while. I mean, that kind of
at times
It's been a couple weeks.
The flames died down after a week or so. It's fine.
Even though Rutland lost in the playoffs, he about caused it to be a forfeit.
There's more than him who has Riz with a girl. Red guy does that.
That's true.
He makes it work. It's fine.
This is fair.
But I do want to touch on Big Body Ben's draft.
Yep, I was gonna
I think
mention
he
that
had
too.
a pretty decent team, decent plan going in there. He got DK, which DK low GC nowadays, I guess.
He's good.
He's looking good. I knew nothing about Sofa. We've scrimmed him twice. Homie's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know? Like he knows what he's doing. And then Ducks, like we played the last scrim, and Ben set out, put him in, and they were just in our face nonstop. It was insane.
It was their best
Duck
game in
is
the last
good.
scrim.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He is good. When he peaks, especially like.
Big props
First.
to them over there. And
I don't want to leak any
Tuscaloosa.
inside information.
Yeah.
We were playing six fans, and the words "I'm never passing to you again" couch came out of Ben's mouth. So there might be some trouble in Paris.
No. And what that is, and I've heard Ben doing it. Ben is painstakingly trying to get Couch back up to speed. Couch hadn't played Rocket League for months.
I'm just kidding.
But he's hard on him. He's trying to get him into rotations. And it shows. I watched my other three guys scrim them, and then I got to scrim them kind of a week later. There's a difference. There's a clear difference between the two.
Yeah, he's definitely coaching them.
We scrimmed them without our S, and they beat us. We took a game, but it looked better. They are getting there, and that's a team I've said, I think coming out of the draft, they're going to struggle. If Ben doesn't make any moves here in a couple weeks, that team's going to look so much better. Yeah. All they've got to do is build that chemistry, and they're going to be tough. Ben
has the confidence in that team. I've talked to him in some DM. Ben has confidence in those guys. Mm-hmm. So
they're all homies. It's and that's part of the battle. If you can get that chemistry down, get good vibes in VC, get people calming, you're going to start taking those steps, and the play will come. There will be teams they beat, and could very well be week one.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people follow RLCS, but in my opinion, Couch kind of reminds me of Berdosen. You never know which net he's going to put it in, but he's going to put it in a net.
All right.
That's fair.
He hit one of the classiest own goals ever in 6 mans earlier too. So the man was good.
I mean, I have pretty much the exact same take Bacon did, especially after the first time we scrimmed them. I really like their roster, but especially in that first scrim, too many double commits, just couldn't lock it in. So I think the battle is just they need to figure out how to calm, how to play around each other, and how to be better coordinated. But I like the roster. They're all really good players. I think they are definitely a team to watch out for.
Yeah, they're homies. So
now, Doggo, I'm going to throw it back to you because you guys have gotten to scrim, I think, a couple different teams than we have.
Yeah.
Anybody else that you can touch on for us?
I mean, I mentioned them when picking my one. I think Death Valley, they aren't that different from last season, and I think that is a good thing.
Really?
Now, again...
Because they went from Patty to Stewie.
Yeah.
I like Stewie, but it's not that different.
That was
not really.
He was my alt. It was either Breezy or Stewie. That was
when we scrimmed them, Red Guy was the clear ball chaser. Code was kind of like what you expect from him. He'll go for aerial plays. He's always dangerous. And Stewie was kind of just like filling in. There were maybe some issues. He kind of has to figure out how to deal with Red Guy being that go for everything, be fast. So maybe he has to lock that down. And he's not going to be as involved in the physical play as Patty. But I think he can be similar. Because Patty kind of he was that fill the gaps player in my eyes.
Okay.
And so Stewie is maybe more defensive, but they looked good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's not to say bad.
Yeah.
He's defensive.
So I think they're a good team. I'd put them near the top still.
Okay, fair. I wanted to touch on one other team because we haven't gotten to see a whole lot of them because they're not the most active in chats, and they had the worst draft position. Atlantic City, managed by a non-playing Jay, made some moves during the draft, kept it exciting.
True.
And put himself in a position to snag a couple other players. He started the draft with only a third-round pick and compensation picks. Was able to get up into kind of the middle of the second, took Raging Zach, got up near the top of the third, and took Wolf. These are names, guys, that have been with us for seasons. Raging Zach and Wolf. And then he's got Real Royce as a B, which I talked about last season every now and then for free agents. He's a very solid player as well. So Jay comes out of nowhere and forms this solid threes team. And I got to see that firsthand last night. We scrimmed them their first time on as a team, so we won the scrim, but it was close. Raging Zack and Wolf's skills clearly started to show. Again, once they figure out how to put that together, Jay has fallen into a very competitive roster. I look for Atlantic City to compete this season. And I would not have said that to you before the draft. So.
Yeah. Felt rough.
All right. Well, that's our little dive into the new rosters for the season. Pretty awesome. Megan, you got a player to watch for?
Yeah. So
there's a no next to it though.
Well, that's the player of the week, but I'll do a player to watch out for because Pitch isn't here. Week 1 coming up here.
You cut out pretty good there.
Wicked. Well, I'm still here, and as far as a player to watch out for, I'm going to put the onus on Defane for week 1. I got to watch one of Dayton's scrims, and the chemistry between Beef and Boss was there, and Defane kind of got lost in it. How does Defane fit, and how does he showcase his skill? Because he clearly has it. Being a third man on a team is the best situation for Defane because he has that potential to move up into a 2 or a 1. He's got a full skill set. But I want to see it come through with these guys who very much wanted to play with each other. Beef and Boss, that's the combo. The onus is on Defane. Week 1, show me something, Defane.
Good call out.
That's a fair one. So we're going back to our team spotlight this season with 2 teams at a time. We will get to your team in time, but since we have them here and since we're here, our 2 teams this go will be Yellowstone Wolfpack and Alcatraz Anarch.
That it is.
Start with us, I guess.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, the manager's right there. His name is Bacon. He drafted a roster of Arthur, Shade, and Koala. Weird way to put it since I'm the sub.
I am.
Well,
we got the S tier build here with SBB, Arthur, Bacon, and Koala, and then myself as the C for the team. I kind of see Koala and I as pretty interchangeable on that team.
so does
until
Bacon.
he starts training again. They're in the Western Conference.
That we are. This is the season of West over East. Sorry about it, but everybody on this podcast probably should agree with that right now. Since Pitch isn't here, West over East. Yeah, this was this was kind of the plan all along. I made some trades and moves to put myself in a position to get my homies. I have tried to show over the course of every season that I prefer comfortability. And that's what I want. I know Shade and Koala better than I know anybody else. They know me. Boom, there's a 3s team. And on top of that, I was able to add an S tier to go with that. And Arthur, I think, has all the skill in the world. Everything I was able to find via tracker and via any scouting scrims, I put him on the tier with Akaza and Doggo. And I've told him this. You got to prove me right. And so far, liking what we're seeing.
He's a really cool kid. Didn't know he was a kid until he finally told us how old he was, and I was like, oh. Talking to him, I didn't think.
What's funny is he didn't know we all were in our 30s. We had that conversation last night. He's like, Bacon, I gotta ask, how old are you? I'm like, 35. He's like, oh. I'm like, all right, yeah. Now go ahead and tell me, how old do you think Shade is? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, 35. I'm like, go ahead now tell me how old you think Koala is. And he's like, well, I guess the safe guess is 35. Like, you got it, buddy. So,
do we have the oldest?
Finally
team
been outed. They're older than me.
There's no shot
I
we don't have
disagree.
the oldest team in the league.
Yeah.
Probably.
Don't let us beat y'all.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
3 35s and a
We'll
16.
Ohio all over you.
We almost have a century's worth of life on a team.
Skibbity.
So
Skibbity Riz,
Well,
Ohio.
no, we do have a yes.
Because you
shit.
three are 105.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I math poorly, so we have a century's worth of life experience on the team. Get fucked, the rest
Yeah,
of you.
121.
Exactly. Like I have a kid that manages in this league. Arthur didn't know that last night either. Yeah. So it's like manager of Dayton's my son. He's like, oh. Yeah,
Oh.
buddy.
He feels privileged to get the 35-year-old team, you know?
Yeah, he's pushing the wheelchairs. So it's go time.
Remember, you gotta stop managing. You gotta come to our team, man. You gotta
Oh,
show these people
yes.
how to do it.
Full team of 30 pluses.
Doggo's taking over.
But yeah,
for
so
For the record,
let's.
I'm 31. I want that to be clear.
I will say quickly, I think you make good points. You are definitely a team of comfort. Looking at the roster, kind of similar to our other spotlight, it doesn't have anyone that like stands out, and I think that is because Arthur's a new player. But it is a team of comfort, and you three are very good. You know each other, and I think you will be able to play around Arthur. So I think you're a team that will kind of have to see how you play and then gauge where you rank.
Sure. Spotlight this week was going to be tough because we don't have anything supremely visually to go off of. But we're only doing conferences. This roster, off the bat, no games yet. Do you think this roster makes playoffs?
Yeah.
Are we doing playoffs or group stage?
Okay, yeah, group stage. The first step of the
So
offseason.
top 8 after 11 weeks.
Yes.
I think they can, yes.
Okay. Yeah,
100%.
I definitely. I mean, there's always at least 2 teams in what'll be each conference that are just going to completely fall off as the season goes. I do not envision Yellowstone being one of those.
Yeah, no.
So then they only got to beat one team to make it group stage for me, and I definitely think that's something that we will do.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
faux show.
Well, I had something to prove why you guys are definitely making playoffs, but because the Russian guy reported my account stolen, I can't see the exact number. But last I looked, Shade had 40 hours in Rocket League. Do you know the last time I saw Shade with 40 hours in Rocket League?
And that's
That's wild.
I'm touched by my guy because I know, Shade's this whole, hey, you can draft me, you cannot draft me, I don't care, I don't even like Rocket League, but my man wants to put the work in because he got drafted to a homies team, and that there's something for that. I knew that would come out. I knew Koala would up his time because we've been playing together since day one. So I knew it would come out. We're gonna take a shot at the ship and see what happens.
That works. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely.
Or I'm gonna lose 2 good friends. Well, we'll see. We'll see where this goes.
Listen, I'll trade you before you.
Time.
I'll trade you before you hate me. So
Maybe you get dropped a second season in a row, you know? Who knows?
he retired
Here,
last season.
Higgins already have the deal to trade for cards, so.
Forced retirement.
Yeah, but see, Boomer, you weren't told the full
forced
story of that. It was Arthur and Shade for Doggo and Bard.
Oh,
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to go.
Sorry, Shade. I can't do it.
Shade's pissed.
Thank you.
It wasn't a real offer.
The other spotlight are these other 2 clowns who are gonna get last place in the West because we're obviously
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! but you picked them to win it all.
Shut up! We don't talk about the past. Stop living in the past.
Look to the future.
Anarchy, manager of Boomer, drafted Doggo as his S tier. He's a B tier. He drafted Breezy, who's also B, and then got our boy Barty Boy as their C, also in the Western Conference.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and we talked about Anarchy a little bit, and I think Shade hit all the points. I mean, it's this is another team of comfort. This is the lineup Boomer wanted. If Boomer and I had sat down and exchanged draft plans, we hit 100% of our draft. So
It's crazy.
again, like I said, no excuses anymore. It's Boomer's time to win a championship. If they don't win it this season, I don't know that Boomer gets a championship as a manager. So because this is what he's got. So yeah, I said it.
As a manager, that's a little harsh. As a playing manager,
just
might be different.
because of where. Oh Jesus!
That made it worse.
I mean, to be fair,
Clarify that.
yeah, no, that's fair though. That's a fair
Yeah,
point.
like you know how to build a team, and you know how to play. Don't get me wrong, but you could upgrade yourself. Maybe not in this system with the bees that we have, but you know how to scout people is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The way he said it was like, even if you're just managing, you're not winning.
Yeah, this is the one that you're most comfortable playing with, but you could maybe draft a team like the Apes now or whatever.
Right.
That idea.
Not the route I was going. The reason I said how I said it was that I think if Boomer gets drafted as a B on a different roster, somebody else is
traded
building
for sure.
it. I don't think you're traded. I think you settle into your role. Right now,
For the joke,
you play your role and you play the role of manager. You're also playing the role of coach, trying to get Breezy into the play style that you are used to with Doggo. So there is a curve to it. I think you're going to be successful in doing so. Shade thinks you're going to be really successful in doing so. But it's just these other things you have to do. Whereas if you're just drafted as a B, I think that if you can't win it with this roster, I think you getting drafted is going to be your best shot.
To be fair, the last time Boomer was drafted, didn't he go to the championship?
Exactly.
Didn't win.
But he
He
went.
didn't win because I whooped his ass.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I
But-
got excited.
But he went.
So much shit talking.
It's nothing but love. I firmly believe Alcatraz is going to make group stage. I also think
Yeah,
I'll go further.
easy.
I think they make it out of group stage. I think there's no reason they don't make it that far, and then it becomes game v game. So I'm excited for what you guys have done as a roster and what you're going to do this season.
I will say, if Boomer at some point does become a player and gets drafted, there has to be you like trades, huh? We'll get traded.
Oh shit! Yeah,
It has to
yeah.
be there somewhere.
Whoever drafts Boomer in the future, you have to trade him.
And hopefully it's someone he traded.
Absolutely.
Which could be almost anybody now.
I'm thinking of a lot of names, unfortunately.
No, it's all fun, man. We love you. You did great drafting. You're going to have a great season. It's going to be fun to watch.
Anything's better than last season, so I'm good with it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I told you when you drafted Doggo, you got at least 3 wins this season.
He's going to be worth that alone.
Yeah. We got a little special gift for the league. We have an interview coming up with our boy ShadowCobra, and here it is.
Sit back and enjoy our exclusive interview segment, where we chat with top players and coaches to gain insights into their strategies and experiences in the competitive world of Rocket League.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back with our interview series for Season 6. And for Week 1, I have with me none other than ShadowCobra. Some of you know him as Jake, but he's always active in general. ShadowCobra, how you doing today, man?
Actually doing quite well. Aside from being sick with a sinus infection, doing quite well.
Sinus infection can be tough, but you're here. We made it. We connected. We've been trying for a little bit here to get you in. I know you were having some mic issues, but you hit me up today. You figured it out, and now we're here.
Indeed.
So I just wanted to give you a chance here, because you've shared your story about the kind of the journey you've gone on with your injury and all that. So I just kind of wanted to give you the floor to be able to verbally share that with everybody. And yeah, tell us kind of what happened and what's happened to you since then.
All right. Basically, I actually got injured due to a epileptic seizure back in December of 2022, and my doctors have not agreed to do any surgery, whether it be brain surgery or whether it be or whether it be elbow surgery. I've been trying to get the elbow surgery. I was supposed to get it earlier this year, but my neurologist actually disagreed. I actually have to go for an appointment with him on June 20th. I've been trying to continue with Rocket League as best I can, but it's not easy to do with only one arm, basically only one working arm.
That would be difficult.
Indeed.
Okay, so that's why you've floated in and out of inactivity then, yes?
Yes. I mean, I've been trying my best to actually play, but it's not easy to do.
Of course. So I remember we had you on the team with us last season, Atlantic City. You are a sub for a little bit, and you shared with us that you've kind of been playing Rocket League since the game came out.
Yes.
Okay. Like a day one player or a couple seasons in?
I would say about one season in.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So what rank do you typically float around?
Level or rank?
Rank. Like bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond, all that.
Originally, I was actually at a gold 3 until I ran into toxic teammates. I ended up getting knocked down to a bronze, and that's actually where I am currently.
Okay. So yeah, I've watched a couple of your videos on your YouTube. Anybody that hasn't paid attention, I know he shared the links. We'll definitely share the links again. Check out his YouTube. He's got some Rocket League play on there. Something to check out. And he's got a whole bunch of other games. Myself and Doggo actually, I don't know if you'll believe it or not, Jake, but we spent probably the better part of 5 hours watching stuff on your YouTube the other night. Between both channels. ShadowCobra here, his first post on YouTube from the 2 channels he shared with us was 17 years ago.
Indeed.
That is before a lot of players in the league were even born.
Very true.
That's just crazy. I was a senior in high school when you uploaded for the first time on YouTube.
One thing that's actually interesting, when I made my first YouTube channel, I actually didn't do any gaming. I actually posted a couple of, I guess you could say, AVPs. They were basically, they're basically what they are. They're anime music videos, AMVs.
Okay. Huh. I don't know if I saw those. I did see some of your Let's Sings.
Indeed.
Where you sing in these videos or rap in these videos.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, you've clearly played a ton of different games. Give me a top 3 games all time. What's your favorite 3 all time?
My number 1 game, Final Fantasy VI. Right off the bat.
Okay.
My second favorite, I would probably say either Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre Reborn. It's the remake to the original Tactics Ogre.
Okay.
And third, I would probably say either Parasite Eve or I think I'd say the original Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur. Okay. That's out of everything you've said, I've played that game. I played some Soul Calibur back in the day.
So have I.
And I know
when I had my Dreamcast.
Oh yeah. A lot of you listening right now, I'm sure, have experienced some Final Fantasy. So if you agree with him about 6 or disagree, definitely add him in general. Let him know. Okay, so yeah, And it's funny to me that you said that. Like you have over 2,100 videos posted between both channels. So we clearly didn't get through all of them. But it's just funny you said that because like I didn't see any Final Fantasy videos, and you probably don't stream everything you've ever played. But yeah, I saw just a lot of kind of obscure stuff. One thing I did want to ask you about, it looked like you did it as a series. There's some game that appears to be kind of like a courtroom. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, that would be the Phoenix Wright games.
Yes, that's what it is. I found those to be the most entertaining. And they're not even games that like you play. You're just kind of going through like a story mode. But you're like commentating it. You're reading the dialogue. And I found that's so funny. And it kept me engaged in watching it. That me and Doggo. We were just watching it, having a good time, waiting for you to pop in with an objection. And that was interesting.
Another thing that's actually interesting, there's actually an anime of Phoenix Wright.
Really? Okay.
If anyone here has Crunchyroll, you can actually watch the anime.
Okay.
It's actually quite good.
So it's safe to say, so you're an anime guy.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been an anime fan since I was 7.
Yeah, I know you've shared, and I do appreciate you coming on here on this Saturday, because I know Saturdays are tough for you because we got Toonami.
Indeed.
And I believe you had shared with us and everybody that since Toonami started, you've only missed 2?
Yes.
What caused you to miss those 2?
The first one was due to when I suffered my first seizure, which was at Grand Mall, and the other was I actually went to a concert.
Okay.
I went to see X Japan at Madison Square Garden.
That's cool. Okay. Are you in like New York? Is that where you live? Where you're from?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay. Very cool. Okay. Anime. I know we got a lot of anime fans in U3. Top 3 anime. Go for it.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably say... Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, and I would say a tie between Outlaw Star and Trinity Blood.
Oh man, see, you had me lost. I've heard of Cowboy Bebop, but I've never seen any of them. But I do noticed that you did not say Dragon Ball, and that disappointed me.
I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. Love the original. Hands down, though, my favorite for the Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball Super.
Super is good. I'm a Z fan.
So am I.
That was more of my childhood. Nothing touches the Buu saga for me.
Oh, I agree. R.I.P. Toriyama.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get to you 3. So you got to play with us in Atlantic City for a game. You haven't quite gotten to show off your talent elsewhere. I do know, you went undrafted here for season 6, but are you still active? You're still a free agent? You're still wanting to play?
Yes.
Maybe more so once you get your arm fixed?
Hopefully.
For sure. Well,
I mean, if I need to, I'll still play even before I get the surgery, but
of course. Yeah, no, like I said, I appreciate you taking the time here on the Saturday to chat with me. Kind of just wanted you to be able to get your story out there. You're always in general, and different people asking kind of what's going on, and you've had to share it, probably 24 times. But now we've got it on the podcast. So Jake, I do appreciate you coming out. And that's anybody. Please check out his YouTube. Keep interacting with him. Get him in some games, guys. He said he's a bronze, so that means there's only one way to go for him. Got to go up.
Indeed.
And there's a lot of talent in this league. Tens of thousands, if not 100,000 hours between all the players. I
can definitely tell.
Let's embark some of that knowledge upon our man here. Jake, now I hope you follow me here. Every time you leave chat, you leave it with a saying. You've got a catchphrase at this point. That's how I want you to end this interview, okay?
Until next time, everyone, this has been a Sailor the Terror Death 99, aka the Black Cobra, and I bid you all sayonara.
Wow, that. All right, well.
That's our boy Jake, doggo.
Yeah, it's a great interview. Good job with that one.
What was your
Jacob.
favorite part?
The part that I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interview, really.
Listen, Jake's a homie. Guys, he's posted his YouTube links. Go check him out. Me and Doggo did a deep dive the other night into his YouTube. The guy has videos from 17 years ago.
No, yeah. A lot on there.
And
how old is he?
He's 40.
I think he's 39, turning 40 in a bit, he said.
Oh, wow.
So
I'm sure that was an interview that we definitely just listened to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And not yet recorded.
But I mean, the content. This man has so much content on his YouTube. And it's probably not games that most of you play, but go watch it. I like watching people be good at their own craft, and he's good at what he does. Sometimes he's entertaining. There's not a whole lot of commentary, but when you find one where there is, it's wonderful.
True.
So, but yeah, Jake's nothing but love. Appreciated him coming on.
Good time. Do we league standings? Is that just going to be the power rankings that which we are above Tuscaloosa?
So everyone's 0-0. Good talk.
Yeah, fuck them power rankings.
No, power rankings are great. Fuck you, Ben. We're above you.
Yeah, fuck you, DK.
Yeah,
it's
here.
You.
More to that part of the podcast.
I'm not shit talking.
No, Boomer, call someone out.
Not doing it.
Do it.
Nope.
Do it. I'll get a soundboard from Linux.
He just wants to be loved. Okay, he just wants to be loved by everybody.
Yep.
Say a hot take.
Everybody's great.
Say a hot take.
Except
power rankings hot take. Go.
Yeah, who shouldn't be where they are besides you? Go.
Now you got me. Hold on. Pause.
There's a clear one that should not be where they are.
I gotta find the power rankings. Where's it at?
I mean, I have one.
Shoot it.
Well, there's actually quite a few that are different in my list.
There's a very obvious one.
Apes are way too low. That's one for me. It's sitting at 14 on their power rankings. As I've said, I think they are my one on my own. I dropped Philly a little bit because they are new players. And so I just don't know how they play well enough. Obviously, we did see Higgs last season. We have seen Pitch every season. But, I mean, Higgs is good. He can't make a roster on his own, I don't think. And I just don't know how the other two play, so. Had to put them high. You have any takes yet, Boomer?
I don't want to shit talk. I just
shit on them.
That's fine. Boomer, I'm gonna give my one, and then you have to deliver something. I think Mexico City being 5 is
fair.
Absolute joke.
Fair.
Farleys, Scribbles, hey, you're homies, but there is no fucking reason that team should be up there.
You know what?
Here we go.
Here it is.
Looked at it again. I'm fucking pissed. Mexico City is fucking 5 and we're 15. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Wait, I have fucking Doggo. Breezy has a fucking ring. I've been in the finals once, top 4 the next 2. I have one bad season, and Bart's fucking SSL. Why the fuck are we 15?
Yes. Stand on your shit, King.
Fuck you, Pitch. That guy's the only one who messaged me. I had you way higher, but everybody else had you guys really low.
Where'd he have you, though?
I don't know how to ask him. That was too
way higher. Was that like 13?
I was too mad to ask.
I will say, I don't know to give names for the apes. Like I said, they're 14. I do know. What I know is 2 people had them top 5, I think, and the third had them 17, and that's why they're that low.
And
It was something like that.
Doggo, I'm going to counter you so we can talk about this more as the season goes. I think that is an accurate rating for the Apes.
Bacon doesn't like Baka.
I
I
stood
think that's fair
firm.
if you haven't played them.
Go back and listen to every episode of the podcast last season. I stand firm on Baka. But I do not think that this team is going to do it. If Doggo has more insight into play style, great. If
Yeah, we
Baka
played
has
that
brought
stuff.
if Baka has done the same thing that I did, he's brought in his comfort, then hey,
What Baka did was he found people who can play with the play style I've been warning people about. Baka is a monster if he has the people with him. And
Hey.
now he has those people.
fine and
I can shoot
dandy.
another name.
I heard Tuscaloosa beat them in a scrim. So
Tuscaloosa.
I think Tuscaloosa can
What
be
do you
good.
say about Tuscaloosa, Zach?
I, I would not have picked
They
them
have
to
a
beat that
good
team
team.
then. If that team is supposed to be a 1, I don't see Tuscaloosa shouldn't be beating them in preseason. Down the road, maybe.
I don't know.
But
We'll see.
preseason? Before DK and Ben even know what they have in Couch, before Couch has any comfortability in playing Rocket League again, why are they beating Baka? I love Baka, but I like what I saw out of STEM in scouting scrims. I couldn't believe Baka took him at 2. Dayton was looking at STEM possibly in the second round, and then Baka took him. So
Stim's a good pickup.
so Baka
He should
got his guys. If that is the
Them boys
case
look-
and that's how it works out, great.
Yeah.
But we've seen God RL play, fine. He's okay, but he's not that. He doesn't make that team a 1. And everyone else wanted to shit on Baka last season. He didn't perform super well with Rutland.
Well,
He
I'm not
didn't
saying
perform.
one.
He didn't perform well with Las Vegas either. And then he didn't perform well with Monterey. So where's it at?
Yeah.
He had 3 different teams, different play styles to play
3 of
with,
them.
and it did not shine like it would for other S tier players.
Yeah,
So-
no shine.
No shine. I love Baka. I hope you're right, Doggo. Except maybe not 1, because I'd kind of like to
Yeah,
be at the
fair.
1. But
Fair.
I do hope that San Francisco performs. I like Baka. He's a homie. But that's maybe 14's too low. But I
Yeah.
firmly put them in the middle of the table. There's
You know what I
nothing.
can't wait for?
Baka's done nothing to show that they should be. He's not the carry. He's not Doggo. He's not a Kaza. Sweezy went to the finals. He at least was on that. I mean, they had a loaded team. Or they didn't go to the finals, but they were contending. So I don't know.
So
Prove me
Bacon
wrong,
hates
Baka. I love Baka.
Yeah.
Now I'm down on Baka. Prove me wrong, homie.
Hashtag Bacon hates Baka.
And again, we have scummed them twice, I do believe. And what I will say, you said you want him to be. I think he can be the 1 on this team with how we played them. He is ball chasing. He is carrying, and I think Stim. He should not be a B tier. He is definitely the 2 on that team. He could be a top 2, maybe even a 1 on another team. So that's why I put them so high. They play really well together. Baka can carry. Him and Stim are a clear top 2 as the 2 who can ball chase and pre-jump and make plays. And then both Idi Amin and Z-Bio are very good. They're solid. They don't stand out as much, but they fit into the play style perfectly. That's why I put them high.
Well, fair enough. One of us will be wrong, or we'll both just be kind of right, and they'll be like 7 or 8. So
Fair.
I
yeah.
wouldn't have him top. I wouldn't have him number 1. I'd have him like in the top 5 can talk. I'd put him as a contender.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Before we move on to trades and signings, I do want to point out there was a lot of shit talk on Ben right there. We love you, Ben. It was
True.
a joke. You're,
I
you're
never
one of
said
our
anything.
faves.
Yeah, it's not
It was
even
real harsh, and I just want to apologize for Boomer here.
What? No! Boomer did nothing!
Yeah.
Oh my
in
goodness.
case you skipped that part, Boomer said a lot of bad things about you, but we
Yeah,
respect
we just,
you, so
we
we're
just want
sorry.
to apologize here and now.
that's just
All right, so enough trolling. Trades and signings. There was some preseason trades with free agency, as Boomer would put it.
True.
Goodness.
It's time for Trades and Signings, where we bring you all the roster shakeups and player acquisitions that are reshaping the U3 landscape.
We had Des Moines Corn drop Gamer and sign Pit Cop. Xenia signed Sly the Mime. Whoops.
Mime. Mhm.
As Smurfy has gone non-playing, scared to lose to Boomer, is what I heard. Yeah.
Yep.
And then he
confirmed.
said then he said the title was his, which he did leave his team. So I don't know if I'd
Yep.
go with
That's-
that one, but you know.
Interesting. And then Fayetteville drops Tiberius and signs Kingston.
Yep.
What do y'all think about those moves?
The only one that really matters, I think, is Des Moines. Gamer was a B, so seeing a B get dropped for
True.
in preseason, kind of crazy. But that's Gamer has his reasons, and that is what it is. So
Yep.
sorry about it. But Pitcop's a longtime 8-bit homie.
Yeah.
Glad to see him get on a roster with other 8-bit homies, with Terrence and Panda. So
Facts.
I'm more happy for Pitcop than anything
Yeah.
else. So
I will say the change also makes sense. Terrence, he wasn't really able to track the draft that well. Pretty much, he would just kind of message me and say, like, when am I going to pick, and have these guys been taken? And so I do kind of know his draft plan, and he pretty much got it. Other than he wanted Defane, but he was taken, and so then he was between Gamer and Pit Cop. And so it does make sense to me. He had to make a change. He went to Pit Cop. Like you said, it is an 8-bit guy. It's still a B. I think it's a fairly lateral change that won't affect the team that much. But we'll see.
sure.
Yeah,
Didn't
Pitt
see
was
them
out of
play
the game
before.
for a little while last season. He just picked it back up, and he's been grinding. It could
Mhm.
end up being a better move.
Wasn't he like
I like
on
Pit Cop.
Colorado last season?
The
I think-
end of it, I think he wasn't.
Yeah,
on
I
the whole
think he
time.
ended up. Yeah, no, but like last few weeks, I think he was.
Yeah, I messaged him like 30 times telling him to join the league, and he would never do it. And then one day he was like, "Boomer, I'll join the league, only for you." And then never got him. So
We got a little information from Bacon.
Absolutely. So we're recording this on Saturday, but it'll be released on Sunday. So today, for you people, we have a preseason tournament. Means nothing in terms of standings or awards or anything like that. This is just a way kind of to force teams to get some scrims in and see what's cooking. It's going to be all best of threes, except for the finals will be best of 5. And we do have a bracket. And we've got a play-in game, Jacksonville against San Francisco. Winner of that will play Long Island. We've got Fayetteville versus Philly, Xenia versus Detroit, Chicago versus Florida, Alcatraz versus the Corn. I don't know why I said Corn and not Des Moines, but whatever. Atlantic City against the Alaskan Shepskis. I'm going to just end up calling them Alaska.
They're Alaska.
Tuscaloosa against Las Vegas, and Mexico City against Death Valley. Some games will be on stream, some won't. You guys will be able to catch that tomorrow or later today with Pitch and Doggo doing some casting, I believe, or at least
Just
streaming
the
it.
two of you?
I believe so. I think I'll be on main channel. Pitch will be on B. It'll kind of be like alternating games back and forth since we are also playing in it. But you can kind of tune in. And if you see a screen that says game on other channel, go to the other channel. That's kind of how it's going to be going.
Absolutely. We could get some team streams.
we need another streamer.
Yeah. Just
And I mean, we've been saying kind of about all of this. While we're talking without results, this is a way to get results. Of course, as you
Yeah.
said, not all the games are streamed, but we can see who's beating who. For at least 17 of our 22 teams, we're getting results, we're getting scores. A lot of games will be streamed, so we're just seeing how things go, and then we'll be jumping into week 1 the next day, so should be interesting.
Absolutely. Yellowstone said, "No, we ain't showing y'all shit."
Isn't it funny how
Hiding
sometimes
stats.
we struggle to have teams get games in, and then everyone can play on this Sunday though?
Yeah.
Like what? Okay, cool.
Somebody's gonna have to step up and cast some games because we're gonna have a lot of games back to back to back, Doggo. They're gonna need another person.
I would offer to assist, but I will not be around. which is why we're not in it, because Bacon's also working.
Yep.
So
I'll be working, but I'll be supporting in Twitch because my job affords me the opportunity to do so.
same.
I was just hinting at the fact Anarchy's about to kick some ass.
Man, there's the shit
Yeah.
talk.
Gonna be the hardest number.
I mean, we aren't losing to the Corn Smile, so.
I don't think you guys will win that, but you'll win the league. Congratulations. Just fucking with you. Alright, we're going to get to everybody's favorite part, and that's the predictions.
And now we put our Rocket League crystal balls to the test with our predictions segment. We will analyze upcoming matchups and make bold forecasts on who's going to come out on top.
We have them all but Pitch. Pitch does not have his picks in, so L for him. gets Ls.
He will have them in before week 1 kicks off. So we will have them.
Oh, well.
I mean,
So
maybe.
just give him L's for them all.
If he doesn't pick, he's going to be 0-11 for week 1.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
Oof.
think you both should start out like that.
I bet you do.
Flip a coin and have it the coin pick.
It is Shade's
Hey.
turn to win this season, though.
So,
He did make a lot of the same picks as Bacon, so I think he hopes he doesn't go 0-11, but we'll see.
You guys should add a coin.
oh, that's fair. I'm not going to do this down the line because I think we should rearrange for Game of the Week to be up top and then it'll follow.
Fair.
So I'm going to start with the Game of the Week. We have in green here Atlantic City versus Philly. Pretty even split here. I went with Pitch, our boy, taking out Atlantic City.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. This is my old team against Pitch's team, and I gave the nod to Atlantic City. We can write this one in. Pitch is gonna pick Philly here.
I would
Yeah.
think so. I agreed. I agreed with Bacon. I think Aces have the edge. Now, I will say, I don't feel that confident in the Aces yet. I think they are good names. They could be a good team. I think both these teams are kind of similar in my mind, so I think it's a solid pick for Game of the Week. It just does come down to, again, I know the names on the Aces. I think they could perform well. I don't know Philly well enough yet, and so I'm just leaning with the Aces to get together.
Yeah, so I went with Philly because I can't give Jay the pick after being scared to play this
True.
season because he had bad picks.
You're not wrong.
Can't do it to him.
Who you got, Boomer?
I got Philly. I don't know what the intro to this podcast is going to be, so I need to gain some good points with Pitch. No, Higgs is cracked. I'm going to give Pitch at least one game to win this season, and yeah, this is the one.
Jesus.
I'm gonna get
gaining
points.
some. I'm gaining some good points. So here's the one game he'll win this season.
Jesus. Backhanded as a motherfucker.
Love it.
We got Florida versus Jacksonville. I went with Unfo in the Tropics.
I again went the other way, giving the nod to Jacksonville.
I went Florida. I think just more confident in their roster.
Boomer.
I went Florida. I believe in Samu. He's my boy.
Sounds like it.
Corvs, though. Corvs scared me last season when they didn't perform how I thought they were going to on the squad. So hopefully things are going good. I heard the internet's a lot better now, so
All right.
yep,
On.
I'm sticking with it.
I heard the internet's shit. He was just at the esports
it-
center last
Broke
week.
again? Somebody said
Yeah.
that he got good. They got good internet.
He said it's barely any better. So that particularly is why I went Jacksonville. It also helps that we just scrimmed Jacksonville. Rush
Well, that's
has
why I didn't go.
Rush has been improving his game. I think Scythe is the perfect companion for a player like Nels.
I see the potential there, yeah.
And Nels, I've always thought Nels kind of played slow. He was going for TikTok-y shit. When we scrimmed him, Nels was playing fast. Out of his
They
mind,
all were
fast.
very fast.
Yeah,
That-
that started at the end of last season.
And that team, they swarm. So if you get stuck in your own half, you're in trouble. because
So kind of like Mafia last season.
sure,
That's what I was
yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah.
You're not
Fair.
going to break out easily against Jacksonville. If you beat Jacksonville, you definitely earned it. So that's why I went Jacksonville.
Fair.
And that was a notable game for this week, if I didn't mention that. The next one is also notable with Death Valley, San Fran. And I'm sorry, Code and Red Guy, I'm picking San Fran.
This one here, I actually think the drop from Patty to Stewie is a little bit too much, and I think Death Valley is going to struggle early, and San Fran's going to be able to take this one as well.
Honestly, I think these are two very similar teams. Both could be near the top. I did name them both when the question of who could win it all came up. I did go with San Fran. I was kind of surprised that we had 3 for San Fran, but that's how it landed.
I'm just kidding. I went Death Valley. Red Guy's got this. But just based off scrims, they're the team. I'm not going to say afraid of because it's not accurate, but they challenged us harder than San Fran did. So I'm going to stick with it. Death Valley.
Last notable game would be Phoenix versus Alcatraz, and we have our first pick'em sweep on the podcast with the
Phoenix
AA
winning.
meeting.
Oh no.
The AA meeting beating Phoenix.
Yes,
Hey, Pitch could go Phoenix, you know?
he could. I threw this as
But
a
he's
no-
not on the podcast,
He's
so
I threw this as a notable because it's Doggo playing against his old manager, even though his old manager's
True.
non-playing. I do think the talent on Phoenix is there. Will they come
Yeah.
together week 1? Probably not. Hence our sweep with Alcatraz. But I do think Phoenix will compete and could potentially make this a series. We'll see. It's week 1.
I mean,
Everything's a question. So we'll
yeah, everything's a question. I look at the roster. I think they do have the potential, but they're another team I think could be near the middle. I don't look at them and think they could be near the top. So we'll see how that goes. I also, gotta be confident in your own team. So that's why I think we will probably take it. Hopefully.
Sure.
Lennox
That
is
was
also
confident.
playing injured.
that was confidence. Hopefully,
hope. Well, we all know Doggo. Doggo is a career fence rider. You know,
You don't
asking
you
him
don't wanna say,
asking him to make predictions is torture for him.
you also don't want to say we're gonna destroy them and then lose and then it gets clipped.
I promise you,
Gotta
you don't want to
cover it
do
a little
that.
bit.
I, Bacon, have done that. I've said that. I've spoken that here on this podcast, and we come out and lose, and it makes it really
Exactly.
difficult to record the next week. I'll tell you that.
That's why you got to cover it a little bit at least.
That's fair.
I don't know if you
Alright.
guys heard me because it was in talking, but Lennox is also playing injured and will be for the next 6 weeks.
What did he do?
He hurt his wrist.
yeah.
He's pulling a rise.
Oof.
resting.
I don't know the exact
We-
injury, but I know he's wearing a brace.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
he's explained it to a lot of people.
Yes.
He's tired of explaining it.
But if
Maybe
he,
we should
if-
explain it here.
if you haven't heard him explain it, be sure to at him in general.
Yeah. Go ask
Or banter and ask him the story so he can fill you in on that.
Even if he said it already, you yourself should.
If he types it in general, I'll delete it so you can ask him.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
We got Detroit versus Fayetteville, and I'm taking the Chargers.
Yep. While I did comment on the mental of that team, the talent is 100% there, and it's going to be a little bit too much. So Detroit.
Yep. Once again, questions around the mentality, but Fayetteville are one of the drafts I'm probably the most unsure on, and so that is why I also went Detroit.
I don't know what's wrong with me, and I'm probably going to be wrong, but gut feeling when we were doing this was Fayetteville. I have faith in Gerds. I think Coach Light's still coaching that team. I don't know. I got a feeling. I think they can do it.
You always want the prediction to begin with. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Confidence.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm probably wrong.
I love Conceptor. I play well with Young. I don't know. I just have a feeling.
Bet.
All right on. We got the London Ligers going against Mexico City, And I'm taking the Ligers.
Oh yeah, Mexico City's my team to shit on this season until they prove me wrong. So it's got to be London. It's got to be Sweezy. It's got to be Yuki. It's got to be Banks. Easy dubs.
This time, I'm the standout. I went with Mexico City. I think it is a strong roster on each side. I just think Mexico City do have a lot of talent and potential on their side, and so I just leaned with them.
Fair.
I had to look again. Nope, I had London. That's what I thought. I don't know. Sweezy is one of my favorite players in the league. I just really like how he plays. I really like how Juki plays. I really like how Banks plays. And I just want Unfo to be wrong about the power rankings. So London is winning.
He's on a mission.
Fair enough.
Vendetta. We got Chicago versus Monterrey. And it looks like Doggo did not get the memo. If you want Chicago to win, you got to pick against them. I went with Monterey. Sleepy freaking Sharks.
That's Koa and the boys. Koa's a homie, and I'm going to be seeing him in a few months. This was an easy pick. Monterey.
Fair enough. Like Shade said, I am once again an exception. I went with Chicago. As Unfo said about the power rankings champion buff, I think White Sharks are a very strong squad. Obviously, went 10-1 last season. I could very easily be wrong here, but I really like the talent. Obviously, Matizu back on the team. Akimbo is up there, and so I'm going with Chicago. Garden's a very solid third.
We had Boom.
We have a flip.
Do an idiot move.
This guy's cringe.
I'm sitting here thinking before Doggo even said who he picked, because I'm in free play while we're doing this, because otherwise I would just keep talking. I don't know why I picked Monterey. I think it's just I knew that I know how they played in the past, but part of me kind of thinks that's a bygone era and there's better players now. Also, I just believe in Matizu a lot, and I keep hearing things about Akimbo, so I went with Chicago.
This sounds like Doggo trying to carry you through the predictions.
Oh,
we have someone who's we have someone who's very confident in their predictions going forth here.
You know what? Fuck all y'all saying this carried bullshit. You're gonna see it. It ain't no Doggo. Like, Doggo's gonna score, obviously. In the fucking All-Star game, Doggo showed it off and was at the top of the leaderboard. I can't beat Akaza. I can't beat Scythe. Like, get the fuck out of here. He's gonna be the top scorer, but we play as a team.
Yeah, definitely. We got Tuscaloosa going against Dayton.
Dayton Galaxy.
Fuck you, Tide.
Jesus. Not going.
We swept with Dayton, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I do think this could be a very good series now that Tuscaloosa has started to get some chemistry in. I don't know that it's going to be early enough to do it in week one, so hence the Dayton pick. But
that's why I went with Dayton, because I know Boss and Beef know each other very well. And Tide, they're getting it together. They are getting it together pretty quickly. Ben's got that team working and scrimming constantly. So they're going to get there. I just don't think it's week one against chemistry like Beef and Boss.
I have a hot take.
Fair. Me first.
That is the
order. Yeah. Pretty much like has been said, I just don't think Tuscaloosa are quite there yet. And I'm not as high on Dayton as other people have been. Everyone, or at least a lot of people, did just throw them up at 1 because of the squad. But they did impress me in our scrim, and so I think they can just smother Tuscaloosa, and I think they'll win this game.
I need information. I just sent a message to Zach.
No, I'm not telling you.
He's not?
I'm not answering you.
Well, I need to know because it's my hot take.
Just say what you're going to say.
If Liam plays, he scores in this series.
I think he can with this roster. He played very well in our scrim. He almost hit a double tap first minute he was in.
And he came in cold.
He said the only reason he didn't score it is because Dogger knows how to play defense.
I did pretty much pre-jump him.
Yeah.
But he hit it like high off the backboard and had the read. It was crazy. And then he played well around that. So I think he will score this season.
I think he scores this game.
There it is. He won't be playing in it, though. So there's there's your answer. He is on vacation.
your hot take?
He's in Maryland currently.
He doesn't score the rest of the season.
Unless they schedule their game next Saturday or Sunday. So he might be there. I could be wrong. I don't know when their game is, so to be fair. But he's gone for 5 of the 7 days for next week. So we'll see.
We got here. Xenia versus Alaska. X gonna give it to you. Let's go Xenia.
Yeah, all the shit talk on Smurfy. Hi, Smurfy. That he has put together, I think, his most talented team that we've ever seen Smurfy draft. And they're going to start the campaign with a win.
I also went with a win. I think Busy impressed me last season. Yami is just a very solid player. Has been a rock on that roster for some time. Sly, obviously a newer player. Same thing with Bozy, but I'm just not that confident in Alaska, so I went with Xenia.
Bucks Murphy.
Good comms.
Yep, it's gonna be an Alaska win because Sebastian's playing and he's gonna win it for him.
Is he playing in the game?
I don't know, probably not. He's probably on vacation.
Can confirm he's not on vacation. So
Great. We got Long Island versus Las Vegas. I'm going with Las Vegas. Cosmos.
this one I struggled with a little bit. And I think earlier I referenced San Francisco losing a scrim, and I think I was wrong. I think it was Vegas that lost the scrim. But I think Vegas will be tough, but I think Long Island out the gate is going to be a bit too much for them to handle, so I've got Long Island.
How?
I went with Vegas. I think Long Island, the talent on the roster is good. Maybe a player not quite happy with it. I think Long Island, I'd rather on the other side, Vegas. Obviously, Yakuza proved it well last season. Shampoo and Clergy, solid backing. We'll see how they play together, but I think they can win this game.
I got Vegas. I don't think it's a secret. I think I've told it to a lot of people. If Doggo was not in the league, Akaza was going to be my 101. And again, back to that 6-mans earlier, I was playing with
a lot of
Shampoo.
people in that spot.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Well, it was going to be Ben, and then he decided that he wanted to manage a team. I was even with Doggo in the league, it was going to be Ben, and then he decided. I believe the exact words were, "Nah, I think I'm going to have bigger and better things without me." So
That's great.
Good luck, sir, with your tide of fury over there. But back to Akaza.
Yes.
Him and Shampoo. Shampoo is also. He was in the 6-mans killing it. I haven't played with Clergy in a while. He used to be killing it, so. But I am going on the Vegas side.
Right on.
I stand alone. I stand alone with you, Kilo.
Then we got Des Moines Corn versus Yellowstone Wolf Pack. I'm obviously confident in my boys. We've been scrimming, getting that chemistry going. I like the vibes. Let's get.
Yeah, I like the guys over at Des Moines, but I think we sweep.
I also went with Yellowstone. I think the comfort's there. I think Omaha 2, aka the Corn, is not quite enough to beat Yellowstone. Although I will say, Google does want me to autocorrect Bacon's pick to Yelp, and so that might not bode too well for them.
It's Corn. No, I voted. I gotta have it. I gotta give Terrence some love. I gotta give the other 8-bit squad a little bit of love. Corn's taking this W.
Imagine
Sorry,
not
guys.
loving your core 4 members.
Well, you can take one loss in the season. You'll be fine. You don't play us, so you can win the rest of them.
That's an L, Boomer. That's an L. Can't wait to prove you wrong there, buddy.
I hope you do.
So yeah, we don't have any records on that yet because no games have been played. But can confirm I got them all correct. So.
No.
Also, Terrence already has people wanting to leave his team because they don't like his plans. So
You
somebody's
picked
gonna
them.
give Terrence some love. Somebody's gonna give some love.
He's like, that team's in turmoil.
Yeah. They're winning though.
Other than than all that stuff, we got a little bit of Rocket League stuff going on. Just a reminder about the world trip that's coming. We don't have any rooms, but Baka has rooms in his Airbnb. From last I heard, he does not have any more tickets to sell, but he has beds. If you need a place to stay, hit him up. Also, buy your 8-bit merch. Get the meetup shirt. It's out there. It's for sale at cost, whatever they charge us. Is anything happening with Landon?
I mean, it starts in just under 2 weeks.
Oh.
I guess would be the main thing to point out. Should be exciting.
I was confused.
That happens a lot. The mind goes with age, you know.
He
so.
said,
I was like, are we getting a surprise appearance from Koala?
Well, you didn't have to say.
wow, put his government out there. Damn.
That's
I
crazy.
didn't say it, you did.
You're the one who said it was him.
Yeah, good job, Chris.
I was talking
Hey,
about
everybody knows who I
in
am.
London.
Derek.
I'm definitely not Derek. You already said my name earlier.
What's happening here? My name is Jeff.
Chris
My name
Van
is-
Winkle. You can find him on
Hey!
Facebook.
Calm down.
If you want to know
You're
who
the
he
one
is,
who leaked it to
ask
Big
Mangy.
Face. Oh, I can't remember his name.
Honestly, just ask Boomer. He will probably tell you.
That's true. They were sharing each other's houses on Google or some shit the other night.
Exactly. And if you want to text him, 937-902.
Yeah, too far. Oh shit!
That's going to do
Well,
it.
you guys got anything else to add here?
Yeah, G2's winning it all, obviously.
I'm pretty excited to go to Worlds with everybody. It's gonna be awesome.
I do have a question about our LCS for Doggo. He might know this. Has any other team been in the grand final of every event in a season? Not necessarily win.
Probably
Has it
not.
ever happened before?
Not
Like,
that
I
know
want
of.
G2 to win it all, obviously, but even if they just make it to the finals in the next two events, I'm pretty sure they'll be the only team to do that. Grand final and everything.
As far as I know, yes. I can't think of one.
Would be pretty heartbreaking, but would also be pretty cool.
Oh, just please, dear God, don't let it be BDS and G2 in the finals at Worlds again. With that, God, that was so bad.
That 16-hour drive after catching an L was a
Oh, that
bitch.
hurt. That hurt.
I got COVID, bro. Ugh.
Well, yeah, you ran around trying to hug on everybody. What do you?
Hey, I didn't kiss a dude.
I didn't say that. I said hug.
That's fine. I kissed a dude and didn't get COVID. You hugged 200 people and got COVID. So
Probably Mira.
Oh, okay. Let's cut it before it gets weird. Love
Yeah.
you guys. Thanks for listening.
bye.
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 Well, yeah. I'm
I've
just
had
saying.
everybody on my team from Chargers except for Dinks.
That's probably a lot of these rosters.